2 super goals too from Taggart.
And so it'll be interesting to see how the Glories go. Glories.
Really good to get a point. Really good to get a point. Two tough away games.
We probably didn't deserve a point out of that one. Judging by the commentary, it was pretty one-sided. But,
No worries. And on to the basketball. The Wildcats, well, they just do what the Wildcats do, and they won the grand final rematch.
Got the job done. Basically, first half was reasonably well scoring, free-flowing. No one got in any real ascendancy. Wildcats, second half, basically put on a masterclass of defensive effort over point scoring, and they just basically shut the game down and scored more at the other end.
Yeah, and
AJ Ogilvy, he's been league MVP. I don't think he's been league MVP, but he's still a performer within the league. I think he's only scored 3 points for the whole game. So for him to be held to those 3 points, it was just basically a shutdown, righto. They got it done. They got it done well too.
What I liked about it is it wasn't a star performer at all. So I mean, we sort of Bryce Cotton's been a star for a while, and as you said, just the 3 points. It was 1 3-pointer. He shot none from 4 from 2-point land.
Yep.
Didn't have a great day at all. But there's no real star performer. I think Angus Brandt was the top scorer with 17 points, but they really shared it around. It was a real strong overall team performance. I think that bodes really well going forward for the rest of the season. We've got a couple of tough games this weekend.
Angus Brandt will be someone, I think he was a part player with the club last year, but you could see that his input off the bench was always going to build. And, he's just come from... he's building on it this year, and he's getting his results, so...
No worries. We'll move on, and we're going to touch quickly on the Spirit before we get around them. Now, Donnie, the Spirit, we lost the grand final rematch. What happened?
It was a really, I suppose, uncharacteristic for the tournament in terms of the scoreline. So it was 15 points to 10.
Yeah,
that's
very low.
The New South Wales Country Eagles, and some of the other scorelines we've seen have been. Quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, I was going to say the average has been around the 40 plus. So 10-15, that's a very defensive game.
Yeah, so no one kicked a goal. So 3 tries to 2. So 5 attempts at goal and no one able to knock one over. A disappointing loss, really. I think it was a game that we needed to win. And looking at the games we've got to finish the season, so 2 rounds to go, we now sit outside the top 4. We're going to have a tough time making the finals. We've got a home game this week. That we should win, but then we play one of the top teams, the Queensland country team, to finish the season. We're basically put ourselves in a position where if we don't win that, then our premiership defence could be over. So it just puts us in a real tough spot as a team. But again, because the couple of games that we have lost, you sort of look at the stats and you think, how did we lose it? Like, we made twice as many metres. Every stat was in the Spirit's favour. But at the end of the day, if you don't score tries, then you're not going to win games, are you? So,
yep,
get down, fill the hill this weekend and help the boys get over the line.
Yep, no, definitely. We need to get a win. And that's, very, very interesting scoreline for that one. But look, we'll be back in a moment. We are going to get stuck into Get Around Them, which is probably becoming one of our more favourite segments, where we actually get to talk up some of our sporting heroes instead of just sledging people, as we've found on a lot of the radio stations lately. So, back in a moment.
This is In the Sheds with Albie, Brucey and Donnie on VCA 885 FM, where the valley comes alive.
That's right, you're in the Sheds, and Get Around Them is one that we came up with pretty much from the get-go, because you do find in media lately there is a lot of questioning and a lot of talk about the bad things, the right things, everything like that, where there's not much time spent on actually getting around someone who's done the right thing, or someone who's doing a charity or something like that. There's not much mention of that, and we want to dedicate a section each week to that. So we've got 3 this week, which we definitely think are worthy. And the first one, Brucey, Josh Dunstan, the cricketer from South Australia in the B grade. 35 overs, and he scored 307.
I've got absolutely zero on this here, my friend here, so I'm going to chuck it over to whoever put this on this piece of paper.
Well, you are aware that that's a really good score?
I am very aware it's a very good score, but I've seen this three. He didn't open.
He came at first drop, and
So what? So who was bowling to him? Was he bowling? He was getting bowled pies.
It was me.
So one A page, one A
Yeah.
page.
it was just throwdown.
307. I was just trying to get the
Do the math.
get the math out. I'm never big in math.
He scored.
and
He
this-
scored 87.5% of their score.
Where? Oh God.
Yeah, so the team as a whole, what was it, 330?
Yeah, it was 334, I think.
Something like that. Sounds about right. But, yeah, Josh Johnson.
He was either going to run out of overs or he was going to run out of wickets. He wasn't getting out.
Did they win?
Does he get promoted? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
They won.
you don't come out. You don't back up. Do you even go out and do you even go out and bat when the opposition scores 334? Do you even worry? Like,
Oh no. Just.
So do you reckon he gets promoted to A grade after that?
Oh,
or you might get
consistency. If he backs this up,
or you might
if he
get
backs it up,
promoted.
couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
I
Couple of weeks.
reckon you're right. Duck 7, 307. No, you're not going straight
No,
to first grade,
no,
mate.
Tiger.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've got something you've got to follow up here.
He might
so-
get straight into the Australian side the way we've been batting lately. So
number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The number
okay.
6, it's up for grabs.
Yeah, no, okay. That's fair call. Fair call.
He might come out bat for the Redbacks in this.
Potentially could. He is South Australian, actually.
He's
He's
South.
South, he is South Australian. He could get the call up, but that is
Where
just
does he go from that? But
Oh,
he's going to have to
To retire.
That's going to be on the bench. That's going to be
He
gonna
probably
be his
fit into
tagline.
the
Hi, my
South
name is
Australian
Josh.
team, but they'll have to borrow Mark Cosgrove's uniform, I think, to give him a run. But
Oh, okay, right.
you'd is there been a higher score in a 35 over game? I'd be interested to hear from anyone who's listening. Has there been a better score in a 35 over game from? We'll go from C grade above.
do you finish the math yet, or no? Because gave up.
Computer said no.
I saw him trying to actually get into the calculator and it wasn't going well, so I don't know how.
You know, I'm not part of the IT crowd here.
No.
so I don't do IT.
All right, now we've mentioned it briefly, but the Diamonds demolishing New Zealand and going undefeated again. Fantastic effort by the girls, and just get around them. They're bloody.
Caitlin Bassett.
Oh, they.
Courtney Bruce, WA girl.
Yes.
Any relation?
Played goalkeeper. Played goalkeeper for every match. She's. It's not often that a girl comes in and debuts and goes straight into the starting team. Usually, you come from the bench, you play a couple of minutes, and that's your debut.
And she
She's
got
gone straight into the starting
BOG
team.
as well in that first game.
Yeah.
In the first game.
Yeah, and it's hard to see them going anywhere but more victories along the way. I mean, their defeat against the beating against New Zealand, like we said, it was a rubber, but obviously not to them. They were still no, we have a job to do. We're going out and we're going to smash them, and it's.
Well, New Zealand were lost for answers. Like they in that last game, they were changing players left, right, and centre. They didn't know where their head was. Their heads are spinning, trying to find some sort of solution to what the Diamonds are bringing, and their defensive pressure is something to behold. I mean, they're a great team to watch. I mean, even if you don't understand netball or you're not a big fan, it's really great to watch the way they close them down and can sort of go on runs where they're scoring sort of 9 or 10 goals in a row.
And the transition from defence to goal is, it's like watching basketball. How quick they are!
Yeah.
It's just straight down the line, and that's it. They've already scored, and then they're just forcing the turnovers and just getting it straight down to goal straight away, and they're not missing their opportunities, which is another.
No, Caitlin Bassett shooting at 95% every game,
Yeah.
as Brucey sort of pointed out.
Now, Brucey, looks like you've done some math there.
Just on the cricket, I'm not sure how many balls he actually faced in that 35, but if he faced every ball, he would have had to been hitting it 8.77 runs per over. So
No,
If he faced every delivery.
if he faced every
So
delivery,
double that.
if he faced every delivery of that innings,
It's kind of like when you're playing with your kid brother on the PlayStation 2 and you're really good but your brother's crap and he keeps getting all the wickets and you're just like you're kind of holding that team up. It's almost like a video game when you see scores like that. You're like, nah.
Stick cricket.
Yeah. Oh, the old stick cricket.
The old
How good
stick
is,
cricket.
I've still got that. That game is amazing.
Just every delivery is a 6 or a 4. That's the only two options.
Yeah, that's it. Now, one more that we want to get around, and it's again a bit disappointed. There really hasn't been much promotion on this, but Ben Simmons goes in to play his first game for the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers, which will be on tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Against Washington. Again, it's the same as last week with the NHL. There's just not really been any promotion of this whatsoever. We've got a local
seen a couple of tweets or retweets on Twitter and Facebook, and that's about it, but nothing on sort of mainstream media. This is an Australian kid, was a first-round draft pick, didn't get to play a game last year because he was out injured,
Yep.
and finally, like belatedly, getting the opportunity to make his NBA debut. A kid from Melbourne
Yep.
making his as a first-round draft pick, getting to play his first NBA game, and crickets.
208 centimetres tall.
That's big for a point guard, isn't it?
Yeah, he's and the word's already coming out from the other teams is they're not looking forward to watching him play the next 15 years because he's not on their team.
Yep. Well, there's also Thon Maker as well from Mirrabooka. He's another one that's been crickets about him playing in the NBA. So, Ben
He's
Simmons,
208 centimetres. He's even bigger.
He's got to sort that out. He's got to grow, mate. But yeah, this is another one of those sports that does not get enough airplay in Australia about actually who makes who's actually over there and who's campaigning it. So
There's 9 or 10 Aussies over there at the
he's
moment.
31.
They're missing so much marketing.
31 Aussies on an NBA team roster.
On a roster.
On a roster. They're
Yeah.
not obviously A number ones, but they're on the list. So
31. Wow.
There is so much opportunity for merchandising and promotion, and like we touched on last time, with Jared Hayne, when he went over for the NFL, they did it perfect. They absolutely nailed the marketing of Jared Hayne going over to the 49ers. But it just seems like any other sport, you just don't hear anything.
Yeah, I know that the Ben Simmons one, last year when he was picked up as a first round draft pick, I saw my cousin had a Simmons shirt, but leading up to his debut, again nothing. Haven't seen anything around. Haven't seen any promotion of it. But geez, I'm really looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah.
I watched some highlights earlier, and just the way he moves for a bloke that big, just so athletic. Going to be an absolute handful. You think of the point guards in through time, guys like Muggsy Bogues. How would they go marking up against a bloke that's 208
centimetres.
208 centimetres tall?
Yeah.
But Muggsy, he held his own. It wasn't like he was playing against guys that were only 198 centimetres. He was still playing against some big boys. But it's just.
But yeah, I just like use Muggsy as a sort of outlandish example, of course. But yeah, just in general, a point guard's not the massive bloke in the team, and this guy's the size of a centre, and playing at point guard, and with all the skills.
Well, definitely get around them. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m, will be the Philadelphia team, 76 is taking on Washington, and make sure you tune in. I dare say it'll be on Foxtel, but I don't know if it'll be on free-to-air, but definitely worth watching and seeing him Ben get into action. We'll be back in a moment, and we're going to get into the blowtorch.
This is In the Sheds with Albie, Brucey and Donny. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter @thesheds885. Now it's time to turn up the heat in the sheds. It's blowtorch.
That's right, you're listening to In the Sheds with Albie, Brucey and Donny. You can hit us up on Twitter @thesheds885 or get in touch with us on Facebook. It's actually been quite quiet tonight. We haven't had anything really. Now, I'm going to let you open up with this one,